Hi, I'm Laura Staley, founder of Cherish Your World. I'm an author and speaker, and today I'm excited to read from the first book I published in July of 2016, Let Go Courageously and Live with Love, Transform Your Life with Feng Shui. I'm excited to read this to you. It's a series of essays from my life experiences with clients and my kids, along with gentle suggestions at the end of each essay. From a flood to Feng Shui, birthing a purpose and a passion. It's Valentine's evening and my husband and I are watching a romantic comedy that I no longer remember because the experience that unfolds creates a shredded document in my brain's file folder. A personal drama silently sneaks in while we cuddle on the couch in the family room of our finished basement. Our 4-year-old daughter and 18-month-old son sleep soundly as water seeps into our utility room. Up through a drain, it flows from a convergence of rain, melted snow, and an improperly installed 60-year-old sewer pipe. Walking toward the bathroom, I step onto a squishy carpet, soaking my socks. I call to my husband. As a couple, we react quite differently. My husband minimizes the potential for damage, thinking that the water will stop and recede. I hysterically overreact. I imagine a deep swimming pool of water causing the basement walls to cave in, all our belongings to drown, and our home to implode. We do nothing but yell at each other. The water will stop flowing. Save the stuff before our home implodes. The water, meanwhile, wells forth, indifferent to our argument. It soaks the entire carpet in every inch of our downstairs living space. Our son cries out for his nighttime breastfeeding. With ice-cold, wet feet, I creep upstairs. I return to my husband's side, wide awake and calmer. I see that the unrelenting rise of water has finally shifted his attention to action. He's in grab-and-go mode. Finally united in focus, we grip as many items as we can from the family room, guest room, office, storage room, and utility room. And then we wade through the icy water, drag them up the stairs and through the breezeway, and dump them onto the garage floor. My brother and sister-in-law, after my desperate midnight phone call, generously arrive to help us. They carry out boxes, toys, chairs, and lamps, but so much remains below, unsalvageable, drowning in the ice-cold blackness that is almost knee-high. 5 hours later, we hug one another, our bodies drained and our faces sad as we say goodbye. They keep saying how sorry they are and asking if we are sure there isn't something more they can do. We thank them many times through a haze of weary defeat. We assure them it's just stuff. No one is hurt. Everyone is okay. We'll be okay. I close the garage door as their car lights retreat into the rainy, cold night. Turning around, I see my husband weeping. Having only seen him cry one other time, I am broken open by this sight. We hold each other and shake with sobs. At 4 a.m., we collapse into bed. Much of my life, I have known that out of challenging situations, good things can be found. I look for the silver lining like a persistent treasure hunter. In the days that follow, I search diligently for the purpose of this heartbreaking experience. Fortunately, the answers arrive within weeks. A month later, while I'm visiting my husband's family in Florida, my beloved sister-in-law unknowingly becomes my muse. As we walk through her neighborhood on a sunny afternoon, she shares excitedly about Feng Shui. Curious and clueless, I take the book she hands me when we arrive back at her home. I hold it. Tara Catherine Collins, The Western Guide to Feng Shui, Room by Room. I open it to the page titled Live with What You Love. Initially bewildered, I reject this idea. After all, it's just stuff. But I am intrigued by the idea, and I read about how you can love your belongings, and your home can be an expression of your tastes and preferences. I read most of the book on the plane ride back to Columbus. Walking back to our home and standing in our dining room, I am hit by a wave of profound awakening. It's as if I am seeing my belongings for the first time. As my eyes take in the decor of our home, I see hand-me-downs everywhere. I notice that I don't like most of them. A deeper realization arises. I'm living a hand-me-down life. I don't dislike my life, yet in this moment, existential questions buzz around me. Who the heck am I? Why am I here? What am I really here to be and do? Where am I in this home? Who am I? There certainly are choices I made that came from the core of me, such as dissolving my first marriage, marrying a second time, and becoming a mother. Yet I reflect on so many choices that follow a script crafted to meet other people's expectations. From this perspective, I see an unhappy story of a person living an imposter's life. This house and its contents push against me. Like a powerful psychic, our home speaks a truth I now hear. My life isn't fully my own. Uplifted by the permission to live with what I love, I wake up from a sleepwalking life into an uncomfortable reality with an action plan for both outer changes and inner reflection. I can do this. I begin a process of discovering who I am and what I love underneath layers of demeaning messages which shaped my lack of worth. Over the next several months, I carry even more things out of our home. I no longer ever have to live with belongings I dislike or loathe. I removed dishes selected by my mom and sister from my first marriage, clothes that my mom had altered to fit me, love letters from guys I dated years ago, furniture from dead family members, and artwork that gives me the creeps. I box and bag so many disliked items. Driving them in loads to donate to charities or sell at consignment shops, I liberate our home from old energy of sadness, guilt, obligation, humiliation, fear, and anger. I realize that several items seem harmless, functional, and even pretty to the unsuspecting eye, but in context, these items are enmeshed with nightmarish memories for me. I am so empowered and relieved to escort them off of our property. While the new carpet settles onto the concrete floor of our now clean and dry basement, patterns of behavior that clung to me for years, like black mold on caulking between the tiles in an old shower stall, begin to dissolve. I begin to discover my true desires and new ways of loving my home and loving my life. I take my time. Initially, we live with lots of empty spaces and walls. For the first time in my life, rooms exist for me to just breathe and be. I find a sense of safety, of freedom. I find the ability to speak my truth and a career path that integrates my passion and wisdom. I find a way to serve that helps others to express themselves through their surroundings, a way to guide others to fulfill their dreams. Over time, a happy, peaceful, inspired self emerges alongside some new beloved belongings that I purchased because I love them, and they reflect who I am. This flood, which had initially seemed so destructive, ultimately creates transformation and an enduring passion for the art and practice of Feng Shui. Here are some suggestions to consider as you contemplate the idea of living with what you love. Look closely at your living space, working space, or both. What do you see? Is there a metaphor for some aspect of your life? Ask yourself, what do I like best about my home? What do I like least? What do I like the best about my life? What do I like the least? Is there a connection between my physical space and some aspect of my life? Consider that your home serves a purpose, and so does your life. What are these purposes? If you're living through a challenging time, consider that transforming your physical space might serve as a pathway to stability and evolution. Challenges offer opportunities for reflection and growth. Often these storms, floods, or frustrating interpersonal dynamics push us to let go of something, someone, or some thought or feeling that no longer belongs in our lives. Can you take a moment to unclasp your hands? If you notice belongings in your living space that no longer align with who you are, pick them up and carry them off your property. They have served their purpose in your life, and now you can let them go, set them free. I'm really connected to the emotional experience of that flood, though all this time has gone by and so many other challenging and beautiful things have happened in my life since that juncture. I'm struck by the awakening that we have at these different junctures in our lives and how it can really inspire a shift in who we are and who we're becoming. And I think that's the essence of that chapter, is I got to find my voice and a passion for a lifetime. I'm still sharing these ideas with people. Gosh, what is it? That was the year 2000, and it's now 2019. That's 19 years ago. And wow, silver lining. There are definitely silver linings inside really, really hard things. Thank you so much for watching.